Okay, welcome everybody to another stream of Xplane Casual Flying. And today we will continue our very short series, the Caribbean. And we flew from Miami. Our last flight from Miami was a cargo flight to San Juan in Puerto Rico. Now we will be continuing our series flying through the Caribbean. And we will be doing a short regional hop in San Juan to St. Martin. ICAO codes Tango Juliet Sierra Juliet to Tango November Charlie Mike. Um, we will be flying the the Coronado Saab-340B. Don't have it. We will be flying for our virtual airline of Pacific Airways. We don't have the livery for this airplane as yet, so we'll be borrowing glow flow fly glow livery for this flight. Our flight would be just about 167 nautical miles, and won't be too long, just about an hour, I think. And that should be it. So we have our ground crews, prepping the plane on the outside. We've done our walk around already. Everything seems to be working fine. So let's jump into the flight deck and get this plane all fired up. All right, so we're inside the flight deck of the Saab 340. It's not powered up, so I have some switches here that I can control the aircraft, and we'll power that up. We have the GPU available, so we will fire that up, get the hydraulic pumps to work, and we'll get the nav lights and the wing lights on, fasten seat belts, and we will turn on the avionics for now, so we can program our flight. Go. Get rid of any cautions, and let's light her up. Back to the overhead. Put this to external power. We will put the environmental controls, turn the circulation fans on, get some air flowing through the cabin. Guards, we will need them shortly after start. And we'll just check and make sure all the switches are in the positions they're supposed to be for now. Our battery voltage, 28 volts. That's being charged by the GPU. Come down here, make sure everything is standby. Anti-skid is on. We want pressurization to be automatic. We're in the ground operations. Gears down and locked. We'll check our condition levers. They're at ground idle. And our fuel controllers are fuel cut off. Flaps are up. And there we go. So let's go ahead now and continue to put in our flight plan. So we will put in our company route, which has been preloaded by courtesy of SimBrief. We look at that. We'll look for TJSJ, TNCM. There it is. And this is our flight route, Nile to Slugo. What we will need to do now is tune in the COM2 radio to the local weather. We don't have ATC on. Let me double check that. We don't have ATC on. So we will tune into the local radio, courtesy of Active Sky. That in there. Come back up here and take in the weather.
Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, airport information, Echo, 1556, Zulu, weather, wind, 093 at 14, gusting 2, 18, visibility, 10, sky condition, few clouds at 3,300, temperature, 28, dew point, 18, altimeter, 300, Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, airport information, Echo, 1556, Zulu, weather, wind, 090 at 14, gusting 2, Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, airport.
Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, airport information, Foxtrot 1556, Zulu, weather, wind 093 at 14, gusting to 18, visibility 10, sky condition, few clouds at 3,300, temperature 28, dew point 18, altimeter 3003, advise on initial contact, you have information, Foxtrot.
All right, so we have information Foxtrot. It just changed, so that's why we got it repeating
Tango.
itself. And we'll get that out of the way now. And turn the transponder on to standby. So now that we have our winds, we'll know what runway we'd want to take off from. Usually we'll take off from runway 8, so we'll program that in. So we'll go depart runway 8. We have the Hamar 2 as per Simbri flight plan departure. And we will be flying to Slugo. Put that in, execute. Let's check our legs page, make sure there is no doubling up of any. All right, so we have a double up here of waypoints from our original flight plan. We can do is pick up Nile here and put it there. No, we'll cancel that. We'll do, this is the, that there, execute. And yeah, that's our departure. The Nile, then Slugo, and Slugo will be the end of our flight plan route and the beginning of our arrival, which will be the Aluba 1. The weather won't be terrible in St. Martin. Probably do a visual. So that's in there. Flight plan has told us we will be doing this flight at 17,000 feet. So that to 17,000 feet, have that put in. And should be set. And yeah, we can let those passengers come in. We set our trims. Trims are set. Set here, flaps are up. Check the co-pilot side. Instruments checked. And I think we should be ready to go. So what we can do now is ask the ground crews to vacate the aircraft and start closing up everything. Up the baggage door, up the passenger ladder, doors, and we're just overhead here. Seatbelt signs to come on now. Beacon to come on. Letting know everyone around us that we're about to start. And we will usually start with the right engine first, so we'll put that ignition on the right engine. Check to see if it's clear. Right side is clear. So we can go ahead and engage the starter. Now we'll need to turn our avionics off. Have maximum power. All right, I'm gonna wait for 30% NG. We'll introduce the fuel. Start. We have light off. We want to look and make sure that this doesn't overtemp. And it's coming back down. Oil pressures and temperatures are coming up. Fuel flow. Good start. We can do now is gauge generator 1. Disconnect from the external power. And we will tell the ground crew to remove the GPU. That it's gone. We can now put that into the normal position and we'll start engine. Left engine. Make sure it's clear. It's clear. Gauge starter. Light off. Wait for it to stabilize. Torque is coming up. Oil pressures and temperatures are coming up. Fuel flow. We have a good start on the left engine, so we will engage the generator. Ignition can come back into normal position, guarded, and we can turn the electrics and avionics back on. We will reset the environmental controls. Set, button on. Now have air flowing through the cabin from the engines. Window heat and standby pitot can come on. And that will cover our after start flows and checks. We'll now check anti-skid is on, water pressurization is on. We'll now APU back into position. Want autocrossing to be on. That is our FADEC. Control the throttles on takeoff. Check safe stabilizers. And we should be ready to go. So we bring our props now up to low. And clear left side, clear right side. So what can happen now is the taxi light can go on. Put one position of flaps, indicating air. This position of flaps. Transponder to go on. We should be ready for taxi. Now, I don't think there's anyone else here at Sun 1, so we don't need to make any announcements. We will release the parking brake. Test the brakes. All right. And we'll be taxiing out to runway 8. props back into beta so we don't speed up too much. There's a limit to how fast we can taxi on the taxiways. Oxygen can come on. And I think we'll take off here from about S1. Blow it up. And we'll do our before takeoff checklist. Flows and checklists.
Approaching 8.
Okay, we'll set the parking brake. And we'll now do our close the checklist. So we'll take the gust lock off. Free up the controls. And make sure that we have free movement of our controls. Of course, in terms of the yoke, make sure it's working. And take our prop levers and put them up into high. And we just check the overhead again, make sure all lights are extinguished. These lights are extinguished once props go up to full power. And we'll go over to generator. Environmental valves, bleed valves are on, ignitions are on. Fuel pumps are on. And yeah, so I think we're all set to go. Cabin know that we're ready. Weather radar can come on. And we'll check the approach. It's free down the runway. And that's free. You can taxi onto the runway. Landing lights and strobes can come on. Okay, we'll check that we're on runway 8. What we want to do is our head and bug, off of our head and bug to runway 8. Okay. Alright, and we should be ready to go. So auto caution is on. Let's bring our props up to flight idle. Out of the beta range. Set our takeoff power. Takeoff power is set. Oil pressures and oil temperatures are in the green. Airspeed alive. Coming up on rotate. We have our rotation speed. We're up. Tap the brakes. Landing gear to come up. Taxi light to come off. Flaps can come up. Let off a little bit. Pick up some speed. And we'll engage heading. Go damper to come on. We'll turn the autopilot on and we will climb at indicated airspeed. At 180 knots. Bring the props back. Auto props on. Auto prop sync on. Flaps up. So after takeoff checklist. Accelerator is off. Gear is up and locked. Set back our trims. We're off. Yeah, the sim disconnected there a minute. See if we can get that going again. Go. What we'll do now is fly direct to, and we'll go into nav mode. Pressurization looks good. Again, oil temperatures and pressures look good. Coming up on 10,000. Landing lights and the wing lights can come off. Our flight route will bring us over the US Virgin Islands and then down into St. Martin. So if we look at our progress, would help if I put in our flight level. There we go. So in about 88 nautical miles, we will begin our descent into St. Martin. So I will program in now the arrival. And we can do the Aluba 1 arrival, but we will do the RNAV 10, and we will do that from Lugo. Lock that in, and that will give us now our new top of descent. So there, the US Virgin Islands up ahead, just off our 1 o'clock. Leaving Puerto Rico now. Thousand feet to go. Cloudy over the US Virgin Islands. Can't see them that clearly. See them when we start to pass them. So basically to look at what or approach into St. Martin, I will bring up that chart. We'll have a look at it. Our approach will be the RNAV runway 10. And this is what it looks like. We'll be coming in from Slugo. And then we will be approaching to Avaki. And then down towards the runway. Simple terms, we want to be at Avaki at 2,600 feet. We want to check and make sure that our flight planner, our FMS, has that put in. It's 2,600 feet and or above. Then we get down to 1,700 feet at Lesser, and down onto the runway. Transition altitude will be 6,500, and our minimums would be 686 feet, which we put in now. If we can't see the runway, or for some reason or another, we're not confident that we can land at 686 feet, we'll do a go around. That's what it looks like into St. Martin. You can put that in here. That will pop up here. So we'll just put it the closest number of 690 feet. Don't have the single digits. And we can bring our engines back. Now that we're cruise level. Auto crossing can go off. And settle in for our cruise speed. There's the US Virgin Islands up ahead. Now that we're getting into the US Virgin Islands airspace, transition level there is a lot lower than Puerto Rico, so we'll go over to standard barometric pressure of 29902. So we will set up our VNAV. Want to descend at about 200 knots. In about 66 miles, we will start our descent. And we'll begin our descent down. From the cabin that we're descending, turn the seatbelts on. Reduce our cabin pressure so that it will equalize. Put it to 50 feet above ground level. AGL. A few other aircraft in and around St. Martin. So we will have to, as there is no ATC, we'll be announcing our position and our intentions on the Unicom frequency of 122.8. Still 52 miles from St. Martin. We have some time still. coming up on Slugo, take our right turn, and then that'll be direct to Avaki. Need to be at 2600 or above. Then down on the RNAV to runway 10. There's our turn at Slugo. Well, there's the island of St. Martin. And yeah, that's what we're heading for. Thing looks good on the descent. Coming up to 10,000. Landing lights can come on. Wing lights can come on. Juliana traffic, Pacific 2956 is now 30 miles to the northwest to land Juliana. RNAV runway 10 will advise when established on the RNAV. Juliana. We just made our announcement there for the other aircraft that are operating within the Juliana airspace. Let them know what our intentions are. What I've seen are two other aircraft going into Juliana right now, but I don't have a visual on them here. We're still a little too far off if I zoom in. Still can't see them. So just a reminder that at 6,500 feet, we will go from standard barometric pressure down to local barometric pressure, and in this case, it'll be the metric system used at St. Martin. So according to the weather, it will be 1016 hectopascals. I let the cabin crew know that we're on our final there, so get seated. Now go to 1016. That into the standby. Cross check. 1016. Checked. Engine's back to flight idle. Start slowing it up. Juliana traffic, Pacific 2956, now direct Havaki 9 miles to intercept the RNAV for runway 10, Juliana. There's the runway at about 11 o'clock. Still not seen those, still don't have a visual of those aircraft going in. I think one has landed. And we're coming up to Havaki. So we'll be turning on to the RNAV now for runway 10 of the range. Thousand feet to go. Juliana traffic, Pacific 2956 now at Havaki and established for the RNAV runway 10. 10 miles, Juliana traffic. The approach. No damper to come off. Prop sync to come off. And the flaps to 15. Get it slowed up. Turn the gear. Glide slope looks good. Speed is coming down. Juliana traffic, Pacific 295, now on a 5-mile final, runway 10, Juliana. And we're coming to gear extension speed. It is, gear down. Taxi lights on. Gear down unlocked. Put the props to full. And we'll go last stage of flaps.
Approaching 10.
Autopilot to come off. We have control.
Long landing, 5,000 feet remaining. 4,000 remaining.
Down into beta range. Manual braking. Juliana traffic, Pacific 295, now backtrack runway 10. Exit via Charlie. Juliana.
On runway 28.
Alright, so we can clean up the aircraft, flaps to come up. Weather radar can go off. Oxygen off. And Juliana traffic, Pacific 2956 is clear, runway 10, taxi to parking via Charlie Alpha to Bravo 1, Juliana. Landing lights and strobes to come off. Window heat off. Point in time we will feather engine 1. We're going to Bravo 1, which is that parking right there. We can shut engine 1 off. Taxi light to come off. We don't want to park too close up, so we can pull out. Set the parking brake, and we'll do some final cleanup. Gen to come off. Ignition to come off. We'll feather engine number 2. Right engine. And get the ground crew to come in and connect the GPU. Simulate that. GPU to be connected. And we have the GPU there indicating to external power. We can turn the generator off. And shut the engine down. Transponder to standby and on block time 1816. Seatbelt signs can come off. Beacon is off. Mission can come off. Environmental valves can come off. And we have a good shutdown here. Back to manual. Reset it for the next crew that is coming in. Skid to come off. Our shutdown is complete. Welcome to St. Martin, everyone. Again, this is part of our mini-series to the Caribbean, flying in the Caribbean. Short hops with the regional turboprop down to the Caribbean. Thanks for viewing, and hope to see you all soon again.